Bitcoin is likely to tank to around the $15,000 mark. And that's why I'm shorting Bitcoin. And today I'm going to show you the two key technical reasons that you really want to be paying attention to, especially over the next 2 to 3 weeks. If you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's dive into Bitcoin. So we're going to start off with the weekly chart. Now, you've heard the saying, the trend is your friend, ride it until its end, until it reaches its bend. So without a shadow of a doubt, we know that the trend of Bitcoin has been down since November, right? Since November, we've had this big movement down, a bit of a correction, and then another big movement down. But the key indicator that we want to pay attention to, because indicators indicate, right, what the rate of change is. And if we look at the last time that the blue line was below the red, it was up here. And look what happened. Nice sideways to down, and it was a strong indication that the larger degree trend was sideways to down. And now we've had the next blue over the red, as in bearish, over the last few weeks, and the movement is starting to begin to go down. So we should lean on that is going to roll over. And so that's reason number one, right? I'm going to go into reason number two on a daily chart. By the way, if you want access to my charts, you can actually now download them for free in the description link. You will see you got Bitcoin and a few others as well. It's just anytime I update the chart, you'll get the live data as well. I use a 4-chart template on TradingView, weekly, daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour, but we're going to focus now on the top right hand corner. So I told you I'm shorting Bitcoin. And the second reason is, well, first, let's just double down on the first reason, the momentum. So the immediate momentum on the daily chart is also bearish. We've had a nice bearish reversal, and that's what we call double time frame momentum. So it indicates to us, because if we look at the previous blue lines going below the red, again, it correlates quite nicely with local highs. So what should we anticipate over the next few days and now the next few weeks? Well, it's sideways to down, right? So it's not rocket science looking at it like that. So what's the second key reason? Well, markets go in impulsive moves and corrective moves. And when there's a correction, it tends to, when it ends, it tends to have a continuation and it surpasses a certain point. So when we look at Bitcoin, if I just zoom it out a little bit like so, let's just get really, really clear on this. I want to emphasize this point. Is when we're looking at Bitcoin in an objective manner, that's why I love technicals, because it's just literally, how is the psychology, the buying and selling behavior right now? Well, we can see that has been very impulsive to the downside. And then recently, the last few weeks, has been overlapping waves, which is a corrective structure. Now, what tends to happen after a correction has been complete, a continuation of the prior trend is what you should anticipate. That means the low is likely, not guaranteed, but likely to be exceeded with high probability. And this low over here, we're probably going to test it. But more often than not, when you see a correction like this, you have a continuation to a new low. And the price ratio for the new low is this zone down here. And we're talking about a $15,000 Bitcoin, maybe even as low as $13,000. Now, we don't know how low it may go, or even if it's going to happen like this, but this is what the probability states. So how am I going short on Bitcoin? Well, we went short yesterday, actually. This is the trade entry. After, this is how we do it. We're in small profits at the moment, but what we do is after the bearish reversal, it basically gives us an indication that the momentum is down. And we go, okay, now what will be a logical place to go short? Well, with this one, we did a 1-bar low, and we just put a stop loss on the swing high. And there's a few different trade strategies that you can use, but you can just really just follow the trend, and we're just gonna trail it. No action needed right now. But what my first prerogative is going to be is if the market does move in this direction over here, which is highly likely, then we just need to manage our stop loss and manage our position so we can become risk-free, move our stop loss in a certain logical manner. But that's why I'm short in Bitcoin, is because it's likely to hit $15,000. So if you want to get the chart, again, you can download it for free. It's in the description link. You have quite a few others as well that we keep a close eye on as well. But Bitcoin is like the big brother. It gives us a macro indication of the entire crypto market. So let's finish on a quote. I normally finish on a quote with my book, but I'm going to do one from the top of my head. There's a great book called Black Box Thinking by Matthew Said, and there's a great quote in it, and he says, "Beneath every success is a mountain of necessary failure. And we've obviously gone for a big correction since November to now, and we're probably going to continue. It's going to be like a 85% correction, which is pretty typical for Bitcoin if you've been following it for the last few years. But we're likely coming towards the end of the correction. So we want to learn from 2021, 2022 on timing of the markets. If you're trading the markets, on how to be adjusting your stop losses and reading the market and getting 2 steps ahead. But if you're just buying and holding crypto, the next few weeks might not be comfortable because, when Bitcoin tanks, everything tends to tank. However, the news tends to be the worst at the pivotal reversal moment. We want to be aware of that psychology. So 2 to 3 weeks of sideways to down, and we're probably going to see a reversal. And then the next 12 to 24 months, we're probably going to see some amazing bull side movement of buying and selling or buying behavior. So beneath every success is a mountain of necessary failure. So if you want to succeed at anything in life, well, you just have to go through the learning curve, which often is going to be failures. But that is a key secret to success. So keep a close eye on Bitcoin. What do you think? Let me know. Are you shorting? Are you being positive right now? Let me know, and then we'll keep a close eye on how it unfolds.